Princeton Prep. Hopefully you can hear me clear and loud. We are offering a IELTS class. We are meeting for 4 days a week, and I have been teaching IELTS for the last 7 or 8 years. So hopefully I'll be able to share my experience with you, and hopefully you'll get some benefit out of it. Okay, so we are going to start our class at 7 in our speaking class. Before that, we can just have a look at, on IELTS, just an overview. It might help you in some way. Okay, this is IELTS. I think many of you know how the IELTS is scored. The highest you can get is 9. IELTS stands for International English Language Testing System. You can sit for IELTS on 2 days, on Saturdays and Thursdays. So in each of the days, if you'll start your IELTS exam with the listening section, and they will give you 40 minutes to answer the questions. There will be 40 questions. Okay, so you start with the listening at around 1 o'clock. But you'll have to report there at around 11:30 to 12. And then after listening, you move on to the reading section. Reading sections, you'll be given 60 minutes time, 1 hour. They're basically 2 types of IELTS. One is academic and one is general. Let's focus on the academic for now. You'll get 3 passages, 40 questions, and each carrying 1 mark. Is 40 mark. Even in the listening, I'm sorry for the typo, each of the questions carries 1 mark, so it's also 40 mark instead of 40 questions. Okay, general is 3 passages, but they have 5 sections. It's a little bit different. And after that, you are going to, write. It's the writing part. The writing part is also 60 minutes, task 1 and task 2. Task 1 is there's also 2 sections. If you're giving the general, that's a different one. And but for task 1 and task 2, the essay, you'll have to write essay on both general and academic. In academic, let's focus on academic. Report, you are writing 150 words. This is the task 1. The report could be on bar, line, pie, table, mixed, map, flowchart, process diagram. Okay, these. You might get any of these. It could be a bar chart, line chart, pie chart, table, mix. Okay, and suggested time they ask you to spend around 20 minutes. And you will have to write an essay as well. The essay is 250 words. Descriptive. Mostly descriptive. There's 2 types, but there's some variant as well. And here, direct question discussion. We'll check it later today. The kinds of essays you'll have to write. Here, they suggest you to write 40. So each of these sections has 9. As the highest you can get is 9. And there's also speaking section, but that doesn't take place on that day, not on Saturday or on Thursday, at least in Bangladesh. On the speaking section, it could be on that day. If it's on Thursday, if you have registered on Thursday, it could be before Thursday or a day after Thursday. So it lasts for 11 to 14 minutes. We have part 1, we have part 2, and part 3. There are 3 types. We'll talk about that later on. And here 11 to 14 minutes. And here also 9. So how it stands out to be at 9 in IELTS. So whatever you get in these 4 sections, they will add it up and they will divide it by 4. And then you get your average. Basically, the average score is your IELTS score. And this is how the IELTS, works. Ashana, are you there?
Yeah,
Hello?
I'm here.
Oh, you're here. You can see that?
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Yeah,
So you
I'm
can
doing
see
good,
this.
thanks.
Okay, so you can see it on the screen. I'm just talking about the structure, scoring structure. Is it
Yeah, I
visible?
can see it.
Okay, is it fine? Okay, so just just let me see a little bit more. So this is a listening sample. This is a sample question. This is listening. Say there are 44 sections, as I mentioned, 40 questions, each carrying 1 mark. So you'll start the exam with this one, with the listening. So this is section 1. It's the easiest one. Then section 2. I've been sending it through email. If you have got it for practice, you need to practice those. This is section 2. They're altogether 12 or 13 types of questions. This is, what is it? This is section 3. Here also 10 questions, and also section 4 is 10. Altogether 4 sections, each having 10 questions, and altogether 40. Altogether, each carrying 1 mark. So 40 questions, 40 mark. If you get 40 or 39 right, you'll get a 9 out of 9. If you get 37, 38, 8.5. It works like that. Okay, so around, if you want to get 7, you'll have to correct 31, 32, like that. Okay, so this was the reading, and then let me see here. You see, so here we can just have a look. See here, you see listening. In order to get 8, you'll have to score 36, 37, 7.5, 32, 34, 7 is 32, 31, 6.5, 26 to 29. The listening score. Okay. So let's move on to the next one. You'll have to do task 1 as well. There's a reading as well. Reading, will be doing a reading later on. So we'll talk about that there. So in task 1, report. It's a report 20 minutes. So this is a pie chart. This is what? There's a bar chart. This is a line. This is a table. This is a line and a table mix. This is a process diagram. It's a map, or there's a flow chart. Any, you'll be getting one of these, not all. Okay, and these are the types of essay you might get. You'll have to write one of them. Is opinion essay. We'll be discussing one of the essays today, later in the class. So it's discussion essay. There are different kind of, not exactly that much difference, but there's some different rules that you need to follow to write those. So you must understand them. So it's a problem solution essay. There's advantage and disadvantage essay, and double questions. By the way, what's your local time?
My time, it's 4 p.m. now.
4 p.m. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a double question. We'll be discussing about the double question later on today. Huh? We'll be doing. Okay, fine. Okay. So okay. So what we are going to do, usually what we start with speaking, huh?
Speaking, yeah.
Okay, we'll be having some practice, and then we'll move on. Mostly we do a reading, and finally we do a writing. And the listening, it's difficult to do it in online. We can try it out one day, okay, whether it works. If it works, we can even do it online. But I've been sending you one task. Have you got it through email?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Okay. If you get time, try to do that, because those are all from Cambridge books, and those are the real stuff. And as long as you can cover it, and if you think that you need some instructions how to cover those, you can just email me. So sometime we can even have an online, session, small session, just to show you, what are the pitfalls. But if there are any kind of, techniques that might help you, okay, that could be. Okay. So just a moment. So what we're going to start with today, we are going to start with our, how many types of questions are there in speaking? No, in speaking. Speaking, it lasts for how much time? Who can tell me? Speaking, around 11 to 14 minutes around altogether. There will be how many examiners? One examiner.
One examiner, I think.
Yeah, sometimes in the UKVI, there's another one for UK, especially for US. Sometimes you might get more than one, but that's not the normal. Okay, so just one. Think about one. And the first part, we have how many part? 3 part. The first part is incidental question, just common question, is icebreaker. And what?
I think it's general questions.
General question, very general question. But all of them are kind of general. All of them are kind of general.
Yeah.
So they expect you to speak on that. So if it's too specialized, people won't be able to give the answer. So this is part 1. These are the common, these are samples. This is what? The Q curve. This is part 2. This is the part 2 questions. And this part lasts for 3 to 4 minutes. And after that, you have what? You have this one. This is the third part. Third part is what? Is the what is extended question.
This I think you have to explain it.
Yes, yeah. You'll have to go to the bottom of whatever you're explaining. Don't worry about whether it's getting long. They might stop you. If they think that yes, they need to stop you, they will stop you. So don't worry about that. So you'll have to speak. They want to see whether you can communicate. That's very important. Okay, these are the 3 parts, and the last parts, what? It lasts for 4 to 5 minutes. So altogether, 11 to around 11 to 15 minutes, 14 minutes. They don't, okay, so it could be even less in some cases. Okay, so let's do some practice, speaking practice. Let's start with the first one. This is the first one. This is the first one. Okay. Who wants to talk? Okay, Ashna, we're the first person. So let me ask you. So how often do you eat chocolate? How often do you eat chocolate?
Maybe once in 2 to 3 days.
That often? Okay, so listen. You'll have to describe a little bit more. What's your favorite? That's that you just gave the answer, but I want to see whether you can elaborate, whether you can carry out a conversation. Think about the Western country. They talk a lot. If they talk about how is the weather, are they just interested about weather? No, they want to strike a conversation. Get my point? Okay,
yeah.
So in that case,
I have to explain it more.
Yes, at least I will suggest you to speak for at least use 3 to 4 sentences. Don't go beyond 4 to 5 sentences because they have other questions. If you give very short answers, then they will ask you more questions in part 1. But if you give kind of average size answers, 3 to 4 or 5 sentences each, could be small sentences, shorter sentences, I think they will ask 8 to 9 questions. Okay, so let me ask you the same thing. How often do you eat chocolate? Let's see, 4 to 5 sentences.
Okay. Usually I like chocolates, so sometimes I eat it more, sometimes less. But most of the time, maybe 1 or 2 times in a week.
Okay, so you might even say that yes, when I was a kid, I used to eat more, but now I try to just talk, huh? No problem, as long as it's relevant. The more you content, no problem. But 4 to 5, not beyond that. Okay. So let me ask: are there some questions? Shibli, are you there? Shibli, Noman, are you there, Mr. Noman? Can you hear me? Okay, so it's Oppo F9, the namesake. Huh? So yes, are you there, Oppo? Okay, Mr. Rakib, Mr. Rakib, are you there? Hello. Can you hear me, everybody?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Rakib is there?
Yes, sir.
Rakib? Okay. Can I ask you a question? Is chocolate good for our health?
Chocolate, sir. Actually, chocolate is not good for health. I am related to health sciences, so I know it better. Because
Okay.
chocolate is sometimes it's good. There are some chocolates which is called dark chocolates. They are good for health. They are good for brain also,
Okay.
and most of the chocolates available in Bangladesh, which
Hmm.
is full of sugar. It's
Sugar.
very bad for health, and it's
Okay.
bad for our dental health also. When someone eats chocolate and doesn't brush their teeth, it got lodged with the
Okay.
tooth
Okay. Fine.
and
Fine.
tooth
Okay. So,
decay.
okay, if it's a first part question, so
Yes,
we
sir.
should try to, say, I know we were getting some information, very good information. Thank you for that. But here, is better to, confine it within 3 to 4 sentences. Huh?
Yes.
No problem. But yes, thank you. Thank you for the information. Okay, let me ask you another question then. Huh? So, do you think it's good to have a nap during the day? Does it help?
Sir, it is good. It's helpful, but it's not all time convenient for our works because in the daytime, all of the people has some of their works, their duties. So it's not good for our works. But I have this bad habit. I'm still
Okay.
not working full time, so I take a nap in the daytime.
Okay. Fine. Irina, are you there? Irina, Irina.
Sir, yes, sir.
Okay. Can I ask you a question?
Yes, yes,
Uh,
sure.
do you think we need to sleep in the afternoon? The same question, I'm asking you. In case, do you sleep in the afternoon?
No, sir, not really. Actually, in normal life, I don't get time, so it's used to for me. Now, I really can't sleep at night
Okay, okay,
also.
okay. What
So
about
I don't
now?
sleep at afternoon.
Now during the
I don't
corona,
sleep. I don't sleep at afternoon.
even during the corona, this lockdown, are you sleeping in the afternoon?
No, no, sir.
You're not in the habit.
No, sir. No,
Do you
sir.
feel
I don't
bad?
sleep afternoon.
Do you feel bad when you sleep in the afternoon? Do you feel bad sometimes?
Yeah, yes, sir. I guess it's not good for health to sleep at
Okay.
afternoon. For kids, it's very good for them for their health. But as teenagers and adults, afternoon sleep is not good for. But actually, it's very person to person. Like oldest people do sleep at afternoon, they take rest, so it's good for them or kids. But I think not for me. I don't feel good
Okay.
when I sleep
Okay.
at afternoon.
Okay. Shonna, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Can you give me this question? Would post office disappear 50 years later? Would post office disappear 50 years later? What do you think?
Mm, uh,
What do you think? So post office, we see post office.
yes, yes, I know, sir.
What do you think?
Uh,
Is there any future, or after a few years, you won't find any post office?
Actually,
Why?
sir,
Okay,
post
why
office,
they're saying that? Why they're saying that there will be no post office after
because because sir, our digital world it's modern, so much modern, become so much modern, and we get smartphone. We can easily contact with someone. We cannot. We don't need any uh, like any type of letter, send any letters. So post. That's why they said that after 50 years later, it's maybe disappear.
it may disappear. It may disappear. So um, that's fine. But others, anybody Do you think, Faiza, are you there? Faiza? Hello, Faiza? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, Faiza, do you agree with her that there will be no, post office after, think about 30 years, 50 years, 20 or 30 years? Are we going to have post office, or you won't find any?
After 20 or 30 years. So we might not find any post office because we are depending on the internet and we are depending on the development of the technology.
Okay.
So we might not.
Okay, but now what's happening? How they're coping? Now we don't write. Still, there are post offices. They're not as busy as before. That's true, but the government is trying to keep them alive. How? Any idea? Any idea about that?
Post office, some letters, some government letters, and some confidential letters probably are posted through the post office. I actually don't have the real idea.
Anybody else? Can you shed some idea on that?
I think it's not just about letters. Sometimes we need the post for sending other things.
Other things. Okay, but I think the size will decrease. The size, you don't need that big structures probably, very likely. I think they're using it for, now for sending money. So they're trying to find out, but, sometimes it's difficult to compete with the private sector.
But even sending money now, most of the people have bank accounts, so they don't need to send money by.
Oh no, especially what I know in our country, especially in rural areas, the government is trying. They're keeping the rate low. So especially for the poor people, if they can, you get my point. Especially in Bangladesh, it's happening, but I don't know its future. How they're going to, how much they'll be able to, but make it a feasible one. Their approach. Rumana, are you there? Rumana?
Yes, sir.
How are you? Fine?
I'm fine, sir. How are you?
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Faiza is my friend.
Oh,
Sorry,
Faiza,
I was praying, so I joined a little bit later.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so let me ask you, Shibli, are you there, Shibli? Shibli Noman? Shibli Noman? Like to speak out? Okay, no problem. So, okay, this is we have. Rakib, can I ask you another question?
Sure, sir.
Okay, so okay, let's talk about childhood. What kind of games you used to play when? What kind of games you used to play when you were a child?
Sir,
any particular games?
There were so.
Listen, your target should be at least 3 to 4 sentences. 3 to 4 sentences. Just speak. Keep on speaking. But first, I think this is, in your opinion, no. So what did you play? Say first, you can tell that, yes, I used to play this, and then elaborate on that, related stuff. Okay, so what did you play when you were a child?
Sir, so many games were there in village. I come from a village, so there are so many games and sports were there, and I used to play sometimes cricket, sometimes football, and there are some local games like Kanamasi, Sir Kadon, and there are so many names are there. I used to play with my childhood mates, so I used to love playing.
Okay, good answer, because you could elaborate. That's a good answer. That's pretty good answer. It shows that, yes, you have control on language. Who can? Fariha, are you ready? You can participate. Fariha Ahmed. Hello, Fariha.
Yes, sir, I'm ready.
Okay. Can I ask you a question? Say, would you ride in a car driven by a robot? Robot, you know, say, driverless car, you know, human driverless car. Would you ride in a car that is, you know, driven by a robot? Any problem with that?
No, sir, I have not experienced about it, but I just worked with robotics. Like my subject was main subject was artificial intelligence, which is related to robotics. And
so
just
would you
I know.
dare, or you're not? You won't feel comfortable as yet. Or
Sorry,
no? Will you be comfortable, you know, with a robot as a driver? Now?
No, sir. Of course not. Human is the best. Robots is just an artificial intelligence, not as human.
But I think soon. I can specify the year.
Sir, I have just joined. I didn't hear you before. That's why I cannot relate it.
Okay, sorry. So no problem. No, that was just a question.
Just join.
No problem. Okay. Fine. You want me to ask you another question? Any other question, or later?
Sir,
later. Okay, later. No problem. Okay. So, Irina, let me ask you another question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure.
Just a moment. Sorry, a minute. Okay. So, how often do you work? How often do you work?
Whenever I go, if the place is near to me, so I try to work there. And I personally think working is good for health, as in our busy life we don't time to get exercise or something else. So working is good for health to keep you fit.
Okay. Fine. Okay. So who else? Ashna, can I ask you one more question?
Yeah,
Ashna,
sure.
Okay. What was your favorite show when you were a child?
My favorite show.
Yeah.
It was
do you remember?
Yeah, it was some shows and cartoons that I was really like it when I was child. Some of them.
Add something so it become more realistic. Yeah. Little bit.
What you mean? Sorry.
No. Just some little bit more information. Say the character, or so it's become more believable. Please.
Yeah, I was just want to say that. Yeah, it was a cartoon that till now I watch it. The name it was Adnan and Lina. It was a cartoon that most of the children like it, and till now most of the shows
is it local? Is it a local of your country?
Local? Yeah.
Oh, it's a local. I see. Okay, so it's still is it still popular?
Yeah.
Still, it runs.
You know, most of the people in my age, they like it until now. They are using as a joke or a funny thing. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Whom can I ask then? Mustari, are you there? Mustari, are you there? Yes. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, sir.
Is this your first class today?
Yes, sir. Today my first class.
You're from Dhaka? Are you from Dhaka? Dhaka. Okay, fine. And Mohammadpur. Fine. So, just can you tell what's your educational background? Last educational background? Just you know, it helps us.
Sir, just finished my master's.
Master's. Okay, good. So let me ask you one or two questions. How often do you go shopping? Now, I know these days this is not very relevant, but in general, how often do you go shopping? Do you love shopping? Going to shopping or?
Yes, sir. I love very much shopping, but how you describe it, I don't know. Sir, please, sir, you
Okay, so
say something,
what could be
sir.
a good answer? Huh? You're telling that how often? You might. I think we have already forgotten, huh? How often we used to go shopping.
Okay, okay.
No, I'm just saying for the last 2-3 months, life is such.
Oh,
Shopping has become a what? Kind of a what? Huh? It's something punishment. Huh? In some cases, you need to go to shopping, then you are going to shop. Other than that, you are not going to shop. Let me ask you another question. Any other question? Because shopping is really is not in our mind these days. Let me ask you some other question. Have you been watching more television during the lockdown, Mustari?
yes, sir.
You have been watching? Yes.
I have been watching each
Yeah,
and
then
every
add
time,
something.
and my leisure time will be passed in here for watching TV and movie and song.
Okay. So you can tell that yes, we're passing some difficult time, and probably most of the people they're watching television because sometimes we want to relieve ourselves, through watching movies or other stuff. At the same time, we also need the information about this epidemic because it has affected most of our lives. And you might even say that yes, I was not keen on watching television previously because I'm mostly into internet. But these days, in the changed circumstances, I've been watching. Quite some. Huh? I've been watching television a lot.
Okay.
It was a long one, but okay. So, Rumana, are you there? Rumana, can I ask you a question? Are you there? Rumana, or no? Okay, then Faiza?
Sir, I'm here.
Faiza, are you there? Yeah?
Sir, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Faiza, can you listen to me? I don't understand what you're saying. Can I
Sir,
ask you a question?
Rumana, I'm here.
Oh, Rumana is there?
Yes.
Okay, Rumana, let me ask you a question. Sir.
Yes, sir.
Another question, Rumana. Handicraft. So, did you do a lot of hands-on activities on your childhood? Some kind of handicrafts? Have you had that much experience doing those, Rumana?
Yes, sir. Actually, no, sir. I don't have such activities, hand-on activities in my childhood. But in my school, there was and we have activities like that called sewing, and we like to sewing many things like sewing baby dresses or we
You
used
used to sew,
to make
those
the
things.
muffler or socks. So this type of hand-on activities I have learned from in my childhood, and I know all the this type of activities a little much.
Okay, so do you think that Bangladeshi people like making handcrafts? Are they really into that or not really? Or previously people used to be like that, now not really? What do you think about that?
In Bangladesh, there are people are really into hand-on activities because we have seen that people are making nokshi katha, then the groceries, the crockeries that made with mud. So there are lots of hand-on activities in our country as well. But now in Bangladesh, now when we are importing things from outside Bangladesh, so the demand is decreasing.
Demand is decreasing, yeah.
Like our jamdani is really popular, jamdani sari, but it's a really game. The demand is decreasing day by day because people
sometimes it's difficult to compete with machines.
Yes.
With machine probably. Sometimes the quality of machine also is, and sometimes it's less cheap because you can mass product. Think about Nokshikata. You can mass product. You'll have to, just one at a time, one piece on a piecemeal. So you'll have to spend more money. Okay.
Yes.
So fine. Shorna, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Do you think is handwriting still important, or no? People don't care about handwriting anymore. 3 to 4 sentences, please. Okay, we are experiencing some, problem with the net probably. Sharna, can you hear me?
Hello, sir.
Huh.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, no, we had difficulty in understanding what you said. There's some distorted sound. Can you repeat the answer? Is handwriting
Yes,
still
sir.
important?
Yeah, sir, yes, sir. Of course, handwriting is important because it's one type of craft, and children are always practicing handwriting, and in computerized any typing, it's look like artificial, but handwriting looking more beautiful, and I think it's some type of craft. People should practice more and more.
More. Okay, fine. Faiza, are you there? Faiza, she's here or no? She has left.
No, sir. I'm here, sir.
So you are here, Faiza. Okay, can I ask you one question? What's the future of handwriting? Do you think that people in the future people will be using, or there will be some mechanical devices that will write for you? Is
Sir,
there any,
sir,
or there will always be handwriting, some form of handwriting?
Sir, from my perspective, I think there might be some device or techniques or machines that might write the handwriting for us, but still there will be the need of handwriting.
In some form.
Yes, sir. In some forms, because through the handwriting we express ourselves. For example, it's been said that the people who have a pretty handwriting, they have a clean personality. So there might be impact on people's mind that by seeing the handwritings that yeah, this person is nice, or this person is a
do you agree with her? If someone has a clean handwriting, we should assume that his or her. Do you agree with that, or we shouldn't subscribe to that kind of notion? What do you think? Or in the IELTS exam, in speaking, should we support this notion? Because a little bit biased, so should we? No. I don't think, just like dresses, just like the way you dresses, sometimes you do something, it's better not to do that. Even the kind of because what about color? If somebody is wearing a yellow shirt and you think that this kind of, and it doesn't go with you, so should you make any kind of assumption about that person?
Sir, we know that don't judge a book by its cover.
Yes. No, I'm just saying they check this, especially in Western country. They want to see this. They think that this is kind of bias. It's better not to. You never know. There could be so many reasons for people to wear different kind of dresses, or you get my point. So sometimes it's difficult to understand that why.
So if we support this notion that we can say that all doctors are not clean, clean personality.
Okay. It could be like that in all the doctors. Many of the doctors. Is it common throughout the world? The doctors have a very.
No, sir. Sir, I have to say something, because a doctor has to write more than 100 or about 100 or so many prescriptions in a day. So it is it is not a happy thing for them to write one or two prescription in a day. So they have a pressure. They cannot concentrate on making good writing
So
or
is that the
something.
reason? I really don't know
Of
the
course,
reason.
no, this is the
Is this
reason. So,
the reason? I
if
see.
you write more than 100 or hundreds prescription in a day, so that would be not the
Okay,
priority.
could be. Yes. Okay, there could be a reason. There could be a reason. Okay, have you ever thought about that? Others? Do you have any other theory? Anybody else? Any theory for that? I don't know. Or no, or is this very viable? This the reason he gave.
This
Is
is
it
the
practical?
reason, sir.
Yeah,
It's
it is
also
the
a
reason.
reason
Could
actually
be.
because the doctors are very much busy throughout their schedule, so they don't get time to make their
Okay.
handwritings pretty.
Okay. What about we have Ashna there? Ashna?
Yeah, I'm here.
So what about in your country? What about the doctor's handwriting? Is it a problem as well there?
Yeah, sir. It's in everywhere. In
Understanding.
all the countries, it's difficult to understand from the doctor's handwriting because, at first I was like that, but it's the same thing is happening to me. Even I'm not a doctor, I'm nurse. But whenever you're writing something more and more, it happens
Okay,
to
so
you that you are
it
changing the
happens.
writing.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, it becomes a second nature. Fine. Humayun Kabir, are you there? Humayun Kabir, you participate? Are you there, Humayun Kabir? Okay, so Nusaira, are you there, Nusaira? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me ask you just one. So, what hobbies are usually expensive in Bangladesh? Can you name one or two hobbies that are expensive in Bangladesh?
Hobbies are not mostly expensive because usually it's the stuff people enjoy doing and they can afford. But there are some hobbies such as like if we choose to do
Anything? I think what about playing computer games? Some of the, but it could be
some
very
games are really expensive, but
Those are expensive. Okay.
yeah, some
Could
games.
be.
Yeah,
Could be.
if someone can't afford like a good PC or something, or some people like to play in PlayStation 4s,
Workstation.
5s, and some of the games are really expensive, like hundreds of dollars. So.
Okay. Now let me ask you a few questions from part 3. Part 3, you know that after part 2, the cue card. This is the cue card. Cue card. You'll be asked few more questions. But these are, in the first part, I suggest you to speak on what? Speak about 3 to 4 sentences, 3, 4, 5, not more than that. But is there any stipulation here? A condition that no, you shouldn't be. What should go in your mind? While giving this answer. The third part answers. Any fixed number of sentences or no? What? Any idea? I think here. They might stop you anytime. In the first part, usually they don't stop you. In the third section, so you have to make him or her understand that you understood the question, and if you need to go deep, go deep. If they want to stop you, they will stop you. If they want to let you speak, let them speak. You get my point? You understand? So third part usually works like that. Third part, don't force yourself. So to speak less. Okay, so they want to really see how deep you can go, how you can relate things. Okay, anybody would like to? Simon, Tarif, can I ask you? Are you there? Simon? Okay, then. Okay, Mushtari, are you there?
So can we get a sample answer, like how we should answer?
Yes, sir.
or something.
Okay, I will.
I'm here.
Why don't I send you through email today? Good. Those
Sure.
are very standard answers. And listen, sometimes I have sent you few videos today. Have you checked it? Videos. Have you? I've got the videos. Many of you should get. Have you
No, sir,
got
no,
the
check,
British
sir.
Council video? Okay, check it. There. Why don't you check those out? Why don't you check those out? Those they got 9 out of 9. Even especially the third part. If I could show you here, but I'm not sure whether you can. Okay, next day I might try, or just write British Council Band 9 Part 3. You will just get those answers. Very good answers. Okay, so Mushtari, are you there? Mushtari?
Sir, I'm here.
Okay, you're here. Let me ask you one question. Okay, magazine. Please.
Sir, today my first day.
Okay,
so,
no
sir,
problem, no problem, no
sir, I
problem.
couldn't understand everything.
Okay,
Just I'm
okay.
hearing and
No
thinking
problem.
about your
Fine,
conversation.
fine, no problem. Say, Rumana Rafiq, are you there? Rumana,
Yes, sir.
are you there? Okay,
Yes.
can I ask you one or two questions? Do you think journalism is being a journalist is interesting, or journalism is an interesting job? Being a journalist?
Sir, I think from my perspective, I think journalism is an interesting job, and because you have to collect informations and then summarize it in a news form, and it is really and you are like, and a journalist is like helping others to know about informations what is happening in all over the world. But at sometimes it is also dangerous as well, because when you are talking about a particular thing, but you have no right to say against it, then it can be a little bit
Okay, fine.
dangerous.
They might ask you, they might stop you anytime. Don't worry about that. So let me ask you another question. Do you think that newspapers manipulate real stories for increasing their sales? Do you believe that? Sometimes they manipulate. Sometimes they go for bad news.
Yes, sir. I believe that newspapers manipulate real stories for increasing their sales.
Okay, you believe that? Sometimes they do that.
Yeah, sometimes they do that, but maybe it's not true. So.
Okay. So let me ask you, Irina. Irina, are you there? Irina?
Yes, sir.
Okay, do you think that more people are becoming vegetarians in our country? Rather than they're leaving our, beef or meat, and they're only taking on vegetarian. Do you think the number is increasing or no? Not really in our country.
No, sir. I don't think the number is increasing because most of the people in our country don't like vegetables.
They don't like vegetables.
Don't like vegetables. So it's really hard to say that the vegetarians are increasing or not. But I think they are not. Like people in our country, people like beef, chicken, even fish. Fish is very popular in our country because it's very available in our country.
Okay.
So
okay, one question. Fine, I understand. So if you're given, say, what? If someone give you offer, I'll give you 2 crore taka, but you won't be able to eat beef or chicken, anything for the rest of your life. Would you accept that? Hello?
Sir, ask me again.
Oh, okay, sorry. Say if someone give you an offer that he or she will give you 2 crore taka, but you will become a complete vegetarian for the rest of your life. Would you accept that? Do you think it's a good offer?
No, sir. I don't think I will accept that, but I will
No kachi
try.
biryani. No kachi biryani.
No, not like that. I like meat too much, but I can't even live without meat.
Okay.
So it's really hard to say that I will accept if that money to be vegetarian
Fine.
for whole
Among
life
you,
or not.
anybody, you have a plan to become vegetarian all through? You know, your future plan? Anybody? Anybody? You know, you think that there's a chance? So, what about Ashna?
Yeah.
Ashna? So, what about in your country? Are people, you know, vegetarian? Is there people, you know, they only eat vegetarian, or mostly, you know, they, you know, also meat? They're into meat. Well,
Most of them in my country, most of the people are not vegetarian. Even I know some people, they are my close friends. They are vegetarians. They cannot eat meat. If they eat it, they think that they are becoming sick. I mean,
okay. But
even
what
for
about
myself.
what about from
Yeah.
the in Western country? They think that is kind of injustice to animals. From that perspective, do they don't eat? You know, I'm saying you get my point. You know, they become
Yeah, I got
in
it.
Western
You
country.
know,
In Western country, they have that. So this is a very strong movement. Organic food, then become vegetarian, and if you're very polished, you are becoming vegetarian. Sometimes. So what do you think about that? In your country, is this a trend?
no, it's not
No,
like
not
that. You know,
really.
my country, we are a Muslim country, so it's a normal thing that people eating meat or chicken
Okay,
or fish.
fine.
It's
It's
a
very
normal
normal.
thing.
Okay, so normal. Good. Okay, but what is most favorite? What kind of is it? Meat is the most favorite. Beef is there. Beef, then goat, huh? Or
This
mutton.
sheep.
Sheep.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
What's the most common? In our country, I think beef. Beef is the most common, or chicken and beef. But in your country, what kind of
Chicken is most common. Chicken. But,
chicken is the most
yeah,
common.
but
It's a
red
white chicken.
meat, it is most people are using it for example for biryani or other
Biryani.
cultural foods in mind. Yeah.
You have biryani there?
Yeah, we have it as well.
Biryani. Okay. So, any idea about Bangladeshi biryani? Have you?
I heard something. I think you have a lot of types of biryani.
Yeah.
But we have just one type.
Just one type. Okay. It's very popular in Bangladesh as well. Okay. So, anybody you have missed, you would like to speak out? Anybody among you? Simon, are you there? Simon.
Yes,
Walaikum salam. Okay, can I ask you? Okay,
yes,
so is American style fast food popular in Bangladesh? Why? What's the reason it's so popular? It's kind of popular.
yeah, fast food is very popular in Bangladesh because of its pungent taste, and it is just like a trend to go to the fast food shop for teenagers, also for varsity students.
Okay. So fast food, do you think it's bad? It's bad for health?
It is famous just for its pungent taste, but it is not healthy, and it has a less amount of food nutritional.
Food nutrition. Fine. Rakib, are you there? Rakib.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Okay. So can you shed some idea, some light on cold drinks? Those carbonated drinks and fast food. Are those good or bad, or why should we avoid those, or should we take it in more amount?
No, sir. We must avoid this cold drinks and fast foods.
Any
Cold
scientific,
drinks,
more specific?
more importantly, cold drinks are full of sugar. It
Full of sugar.
fats our tissues and makes our body fat, and so it is very harmful. It can affect your endocrine system. Like we can get fat, we can get diabetic. So cold
It's
drink
better
is
to avoid those. What about you? Do you take those, or the
yes,
effect
sir.
better than us?
I take this. I have this bad habit. So I'm growing fat day by day, and it is so much harmful. It is so
But
much
you know
harmful.
that it's harmful, huh?
Yeah, I know, but I cannot avoid it. I like Coke so much, and it is very bad actually.
Okay.
And fast
Okay.
food, actually, it is very tasty, it is very attracting, but its food value is very less than the taste. But
So do you think Bangladeshis have become more healthy within this, pandemic, because they couldn't eat fast food as much as they wanted? Do you think our general health has improved?
like that actually, fast food, taking fast food, and our we are becoming fat. There are so many reasons behind it. Becoming fat is not a single factorial.
Okay.
It
Okay.
is
I
multifactorial.
see. I see. There are other factors as well. Okay, guys. So let's stop our speaking session today. Now let's move on to
Sir, I
what do you
can
do?
add some points in this.
Please.
Sir,
What?
first food is a bad habit, but if we make it in our home, like with
fine.
spices, but not so much, or like not so much using sugars, and using healthy items with that,
Fine.
and
Okay.
that will be much healthier for us.
So
And
do
in the
do you make it? Do you
yes,
make it
sir,
in
I
your
love
home?
to cook.
You love to
So
cook.
much,
Good.
yes. And in this pandemic, I have cooked a lots of items,
Fine.
fast food
Fine.
items like
Anything,
pizza.
what about burgers? Do you even make burgers at home or no?
Not burger, but pizza.
Burger is a little bit difficult to make it at home. Huh? You need those fryers and everything. Huh? Or no? Or is it difficult or no? Burgers?
Sir, if you have all the ingredients
All
in
the ingredients.
home,
Sometimes it's difficult to manage all the ingredients.
Yes,
And
sir.
you
This
need to.
is
sometimes
not for
difficult,
the
but
daily
not
basis
all.
cooking.
But
Yeah.
as the online shoppings are available
Okay.
nowadays,
Yes.
that's why it's not so much difficult
So
for
difficult.
us to make
Okay. Fine.
these foods.
Fine. But you need to grill the patty for
Yes, sir,
burgers. Okay. So.
grills. Sometimes most of the houses have oven, and there is grill option
No,
also.
but another thing, even in the shops, in the burger joints, those are kind of pre-made. So they thaw that and they just put it because it takes time to make that.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so anyways. So by the way, which one is your which what item of fast food you can is easy to make and it comes out quite good in your hand? Chow mein?
Sir, chow mein is my
Chow mein.
most favorite, and I love to cook it regularly. I mean,
Chow mein.
not regularly, in a week or 2 weeks.
Okay, in a week. Okay, good. So someday we might, try it out.
And pizza also.
Okay, pizza. Okay, that's good. Pizza. Okay. Guys, so let's move on to, our reading section. We'll be doing a reading. So we just try to just show you what could be the best way, but you'll have to practice. You'll have to practice a lot at home. The more you practice, you become, listen, do it in such a way you can finish it within 45 minutes, the three of them. That should be your goal. Within 50 minutes, then what happens? Sometimes you get more time. And even if you can finish it early, you can check the answers sometimes. So there's no end to perfection. That's the key. Okay. So we'll be doing a rather easy, easy one today. Easy reading passage. Not very difficult. Not very difficult. Okay. So this one. Where's that? This one is from book 12, Cambridge, and test 7. So list of heading. Is heading easy or difficult? Have you practiced, anybody? Heading, finding the heading of each paragraph. Anybody? You can listen to me. Hello.
Yeah,
You
I
can listen. Okay. Is
Yes,
it difficult or easy? This time there are how many types of questions for reading? 12 or 13 types of questions. So this is one type of question. Sometimes it's challenging. Sometimes many people they're afraid. So this is the first page. That's the first page. This is the first page with text. This is the second page with text. This is the first one. First one are usually easier than the other one. Complete the notes to choose one word only from the passage for each answer. Then what's that? Okay. This is the decline of the Galapagos tortoise. This is what? This is kind of complete the notes. Complete the notes. Okay, so these are fill in the blanks. You'll have to, you read that one word only. You'll have to. That's very important. Okay, so it's a short one, not a very long one, and the first one being the first one is relatively easier than the second and third one. So let's do it together. Huh? Okay, so what I have done, I have I have put this text in my own way, so it's easier for you to just solve it. And the same thing, the same text. Wait, that's the answer. Okay, just let me see one thing. One thing, let me show you. So in order to get it right, how many answers? You see here in the reading section, academic. So here, in order to, how many questions you'll have to answer in 3 passages?
40%.
40. 40. The first one usually 13 to 14. The second passage usually another 14. Altogether 40. 40. 40. If you want to get a 6, you'll have to answer what's correct. 26 to 23. If you want to get 7, 6.5 is 29 to 27. 7 is 32. 30 to 32. 7.5 is 33. 34. 8 is 35. 36. 8.5 is 37. 38. 9. 39 or 40. How it works. Huh? And the listening is also almost similar. Just check this out. Okay. So now we will be doing this one first. Okay. So the first. Wait. Just a moment. Here. This is what? This is the heading, and this is what? The text. You'll have to mix the heading. You'll have to match. You'll have to match the heading. So how you're going to do that? How you're going to do that? What could be the easiest way of doing this? Who can tell me?
We usually start from the end.
I will always ask you to start from the end. Always. That's so it doesn't take much time. What I'm doing, I have better idea about what kind of question. Sometimes you get, say you get confused later on because you think that I should have checked this out first. It would have made my life easier by solving this one. So why don't you check this one? So what is this? This is a one word only. We are not solving this one. We are just checking the question. The decline of the Galapagos tortoise. We know tortoise, huh? We know tortoise. So they are talking about decline of Galapagos. So originated from mainland South America. Numbers of Galapagos. Galapagos island. Any idea? Why it's famous? It's related with what? Darwin. Darwin.
Darwin.
Darwin. Yes, Darwin. Charles Darwin.
You mean the theory of developing?
Yeah. The scientist. Charles Darwin.
Okay.
What he did, he went to this place in the Galapagos Island, and what was his theory? Theory of evolution, probably, huh? So this island is so isolated, it didn't get mixed up. All the animals, so and it has been like that for so many almost thousands of years. So scientists, they went to Galapagos, and it's a laboratory. It has been a laboratory, right, for natural selection, those things. Anyways, so number of Galapagos island number on Galapagos increased due to lack of predators. What's predators? Predators is what? Predators? In animals that eat.
Crocodile, like
Crocodile. Okay, those who eat other animals. 17th century. Here, আমার এই answerটা, if I want to get the answer of 8, what are the keywords? আমাদের কোন keyword একটু দেখতে হবে এখানে? তাহলে আমরা এইটাই, say 17th century, small numbers, what? Taken into ships, used by something. We don't know what's that. So I just